Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, today we are going to be checking out this album that has been highly suggested, the Yes album by the band Yes. After my last reaction to their music, I had lots and lots of you guys coming down the comment section asking me to do some more Yes. So today, once again, we're going to be checking out this album titled Yes. Album runtime goes a little beyond 50 minutes, 52 minutes and 8 seconds. Wow, this is definitely going to be a hell of a journey. Yeah. So we better not waste any more time. Let me know down in the comment section, what's your favorite song, off of this album? Yeah, because I'm looking at the first song here, and this song is already 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Wow. Like I said, we better not waste any more time. Yes, with the Yes album. The first song off of this album, Yours Is No Disgrace. Let's take a listen. Whoa. Right. Woo. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, we are definitely back. Whoa. Guys, this is going to be a journey.
Yesterday a morning came, a smile upon your face. Caesar's palace, morning glory, city, human race. On a sailing ship to nowhere, leaving any place.
Whoa.
If the summer changed to winter, yours is no disgrace.
Woo. Yeah.
Battleships come fighting me and tell me where you are. disgrace. Yours is no disgrace.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What the hell? Alright, that bass is heavy. Let's go. Wow.
Death-defying, mutilated armies gather near, crawling out of dirty holes. Their morals disappear. Yesterday, a morning came.
Okay.
A smile upon your face. Caesar's palace, morning glory. Silly human, silly human, silly human race. On a sailing ship to nowhere, leaving any place. If the summer change
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. We are starting with almost 10 minutes. Yeah, like I said, right before I pressed the play on the song, and yes, I see what we are doing. I mean, right away, I'm noticing that this doesn't sound like the typical rock song structure that I am particularly used to. I mean, there is a movement everywhere. I mean, the guitars, they come in. Then the rhythm section also starts, pushing forward, and suddenly the whole thing, feels like, it's accelerated. The first thing that caught me was the bass. Wow, I mean, Chris Squire isn't just sitting underneath the song. The bass, is actively participating in the conversation. It's almost like another lead instrument, and then the drums. Bill Bruford, is doing things now I wasn't really expecting. There is also a looseness to his playing, but at the same time, everything is incredibly precise. It's almost like he's constantly pushing against the rhythm, without losing control of it. And then Steve Howe, this man's guitars come in. This sounded different. There's a level of detail here that I wasn't really prepared for. And the guitar isn't playing chords underneath a vocal. It's constantly changing. I mean, little runs, little textures, different tones. I mean, it keeps the song moving. And John Addison's voice, wow. I mean, his voice is so addictive, I must say. There is this almost floating quality to it. I love the fact that it doesn't sound like the typical rock vocals, where somebody is trying to overpower the band. His voice sits above everything, almost like another instrument. And I'm really starting to understand what people mean when they describe progressive rock as music that doesn't necessarily follow the normal rules. This song keeps changing shape, and somehow I'm not lost. That's actually the impressive part. I mean, it could easily become too complicated, but there is a magical logic, holding everything together, in my opinion. And then moving on to the middle section, I mean, I feel like this is where I was really starting to pay attention. The band suddenly pulls back, then starts in the building again, and I love how the different instruments interact. The guitars doesn't simply repeat what the bass is doing. The drums aren't just keeping time. And I love how the different instruments actually interact. The guitar doesn't simply repeat what the bass is doing. The drums aren't keeping time. The bass isn't just following the guitar. Everybody has their own role. It's like 5 people having a conversation, except they are speaking through instruments. And honestly, this is making me appreciate musicianship in a completely different way, because I'm not sitting here thinking, look how complicated this is. I'm actually here thinking, how are these guys keeping all of this together? That's impressive. That's absolutely impressive. And the more the song develops, the more it feels like we are going somewhere, not just repeating a verse or a chorus, actually going somewhere. That's a completely different way of writing a rock song, in my opinion. So for my final impression, I have to say this was an experience, guys. I'm glad I didn't read too much about this album before listening, because I think hearing that, opening track, without expectations made it, hit even harder. I mean, this feels ambitious, this feels adventurous, and most importantly, it feels like a band that's completely comfortable, taking its time. I mean, if this is what Yes considers a normal album opener, I'm a little nervous, about what comes next. Yeah, but let me know what you guys also think about this particular song down in the comment section. We are moving on to the second song. This one is titled "The Cap." Let's go. What the hell? Whoa. Whoa. What the hell? Whoa. Wait. What? Oh man. What the hell? Guys. So you mean to tell me we just went from that huge, almost orchestral rock performance to this? Just guitar? Guys. Okay. Okay. This is actually really beautiful, and I love the contrast. I mean, instead of trying to follow up, a huge 9-minute song, with something even bigger, Steve Howe, basically says, let me just, sit down, with the guitar for a few minutes. And honestly, I'm glad he did. That gives me the opportunity to focus, entirely on the playing. The acoustic guitar definitely sounds, incredibly warm. And the technique, wow. There's so much, happening here, in my opinion. But I love the fact that it never feels like he's playing, fast, and just to show, how fast he can play. There's emotions in the playing. There is actually personality. You can hear, the fingers moving. You can hear the texture, of the instrument, and it definitely feels intimate. I have to say it, almost like we are sitting in a room, with him, and that's such a smart change of pace. After the first track, definitely gives in my ears a break. Yeah, but it also introduces me to another, side of Yes. This band. They are not just a loud and progressive rock band. They can be delicate too. This is beautiful, I have to say. This is definitely beautiful. Moving on to track 3. Wow, this one is also 9 minutes and 28 seconds. This one is titled Starship Trooper. Let's go. Wow, guys. It's going to be a long journey. Yeah. Wow.
Starship Trooper, go sailing on by. Catch my soul, catch the very light. Hide a moment from my eager eye. Though you seem there, please don't tell a soul.
Whoa.
What you can't see can't be very Speak to me of summer, long winters longer than time can remember. Setting above other roads to travel on in old accustomed ways. I still remember the talks by the water, the proud sons and daughters that knew the knowledge of the land, spoke to me in sweet accustomed ways.
Whoa.
Mother life, hold firmly onto me. Catch my knowledge higher than the day. Release as much as only you can show.
Whoa.
Oh, you've seen me, please don't say a word. What I don't know, I'll never share.
What the hell?
Loneliness is a power that we possess to give or take away forever. All I know can be shown by your acceptance of the facts they're shown before you. Take what I say in a different way, and it's easy to say that this is all confusion. As I see every day in me, I can also show it you, and you may follow.
Guys, this is a journey. Okay. All right, guys. So that was the third song, Starship Trooper. Like I said from the beginning, this one, as you guys already noticed, is almost 10 minutes. 10 minutes too, as compared to the first song. I have to say, this band, don't believe in short introductions now, do they? But immediately I'm hearing something different. I mean, there is this spaciousness, to the opening. The vocals to me feels almost spiritual. John Anderson, I have to say, has this ability to actually make even simple melodies sound otherworldly. And then the band starts building underneath him. The bass, I loved it. The bass is absolutely it's moving. That's all I'm trying to say. The drums are becoming more active. The guitars now are creating this huge sonic landscape, and I'm thinking, okay, this is where the progressive rock thing really starts making sense, because this doesn't feel like one song in the traditional sense. I don't know if that makes sense. It definitely feels like multiple musical sessions being connected in one into one journey. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And apparently, the album version, of Starship Trooper, is structured in 3 sections. Based on a few facts that I pulled up. Life Seeker, Disillusion, and Worm. Hopefully, I'm getting that pronunciation right. I can already hear, that the shifts in the happening. Yeah. For Life Seeker, I feel like this section feels, almost hopeful. The melody is beautiful. There is a sense of searching in John's voice, and the harmonies, are gorgeous. I really like how the band, isn't afraid to actually leave space. Sometimes the instruments, just pull back, then suddenly everything comes forward again. It feels alive. Going into Disillusion, listen to that one. I feel like the mood changed a little bit. The song felt heavier emotionally. The instrumentation became more intense, and Chris Squire's bass was once again doing something credible. Listening to this song, I realized that if I'm only listening casually, I might miss half of what he's doing. The bass isn't background music, I must say that. It's actually part of the melody, and Steve Howie's guitar kept adding these little colors around everything. The more I listened, the more I was impressed by how interconnected the band sounds. And then we're going to the last part of the song, which is Worm. Yeah. I love the fact that this part of the song, the music, the song became almost hypnotic. The guitars started creating this repeating pattern, and the whole band began building around it. It's not about lyrics anymore, in my opinion. It's more about atmosphere. It's more about tension, and it's more about the feeling of watching something slowly become enormous. And then the music keeps building and building, and building. This is a kind of a section where I can understand why progressive rock fans became obsessed with certain albums, because you're not just listening to a song, you are waiting for the next transformation. And when it finally arrives, it feels earned. Don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. But after listening to this song, first impressions, listening to all these tracks, guys, I have to pause for a second, because this is already more ambitious, than I expected. I came into this thinking, all right, I'm going to listen to an old progressive rock album, but I'm realizing this, isn't simply complicated music. It's a structured sort of adventure. The band, keeps introducing, ideas, developing them, pulling them apart, then, bringing them back together. And somehow it still, feels musical. That's the key for me, because complexity by itself, doesn't impress me. But complexity that creates emotions, that's different. So far, yours Is No Disgrace, completely grabbed me. And Starship Trooper, might be the song that actually made me realize, I need to, take this album seriously. And we are only halfway through the first side. Guys, I'm already tired. But, question for you guys. If you're a long time, Yes fan, was the Yes album the record that made you fall in love, with this band? And if you are discovering Yes for the first time, like me, which song on this album made you say, okay, now I understand the hype? Because for me, I think I'm getting there. Yeah, let me know down in the comment section. Moving on to track 4. This one is titled I've Seen All Good People. Okay, let's go. This one is 6 minutes and 55 seconds, guys.
I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. Take a straight and stronger course to the corner of your life. Make the White Queen run so fast, she hasn't got time to make you a wife. 'Cause it's time with your time, and this news is captured. Use me anytime you want. Just remember that the goal is for us all to capture all we want. Yeah. Don't surround yourself with yourself. Move on back to squares. Send an instant comment to me. Initial it with loving care yourself.
Okay.
'Cause it's time with your time, and this news is captured for the Queen to use.
The hell?
Don't surround yourself with yourself. Move on back to squares. Send an instant comment to me.
Whoa.
Initial it with loving care yourself. 'Cause it's time with your time, and this news is captured for the Queen to use.
Wow. Okay, so this is another part. Yeah. Yeah, so that was the fourth song. I've seen All Good People. This one, feels much more immediately accessible. And honestly, I was not expecting that after the first three tracks. The opening section has this beautiful acoustic quality. The harmonies immediately grabbed me, I must say. I mean, there is something almost communal about it, like a group of people sitting together and singing. And then John Addison's voice sounds absolutely beautiful here, I must say. I mean, there's a warmth to it that I didn't hear quite as strongly on some of the heavier sections earlier. This feels uplifting, but not in a cheesy sort of way. There's a bit of sincerity to it, and then the arrangement starts opening up. The rhythm, I love the fact that it becomes more prominent. I mean, the electric guitar comes forward. The whole thing begins to feel bigger. I really like how Yes can take something that starts so simple and gradually expand it into something much larger. It feels almost like watching a photograph slowly come to life. And those vocal harmonies, wow. I mean, that's one of the stronger elements on the album so far. The voices blend beautifully. Nobody sounded like they are trying to overpower anyone else. They are building one sound together. The second part of the song feels like a completely different musical world. The rhythm becomes more energetic. The melody gets brighter, and suddenly I'm hearing this infectious groove underneath everything. This is probably the closest Yes have come so far to giving me something I could just casually sing along with. And yet the musicianship is still there. That is what I appreciate about this band so far. They don't have to sacrifice the complexity to become accessible. They can give you both melody you can actually remember, and instrumentation you can spend hours analyzing. I mean, that's a pretty powerful combination. I can already see why this song has remained one of the band's most beloved pieces. It's beautiful. Yeah. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. Moving on to track 5. This one is titled Adventure. Yeah, let's go. Okay.
Once a peaceful man laid his own head down by a river. Thought about his childhood life and father a forgiver who couldn't hide away. Hide away. He controlled the horses with a hand clap or a whisper. Drink he couldn't come by, but he know he was no sinner. Who couldn't hide away. Hide away. He told all his sons of all the antics of adventure. Then he told another one who told himself to drink, not to hide away. Hide away. Better man who realized alone is not a venture. The peaceful man who realized alone is no adventure. Just to hide away. Hide away. He told all his sons of all the antics of adventure. And he told another one who told himself to drink.
All right, guys. So that was the fifth song titled Adventure. Yeah. Now, I mean, this is definitely an interesting change. This feels more like a band, showing you what they can actually do instrumentally. The piano immediately stood out to me, and the whole arrangement has this slightly, jazzy quality. I'm really, really enjoying the groove. I mean, it's relaxed, but there's a lot of movement under it. The keyboard work definitely gave the song a completely different color, and I feel like this is where I'm really, really starting to appreciate how important the individual members are to the Yes sound. You can definitely hear the personalities of the instruments. The bass is active. The drums are constantly interacting with the rest of the band, and the guitars add texture. The keyboards, I have to say, fill in the harmony. Yeah, nobody is simply sitting in the background. Everybody is actually contributing, and I personally I love that. This feels like a short musical conversation between the band. It doesn't need to become another 10-minute epic. It just it just does what it needs to do, and then gets out. Yeah, that's good sequencing in my opinion. After the emotional sweep of I've seen all good people, this one gives me something different to actually focus on. Yeah, let me know what you think about this one down the comment section. Moving on to track 6. This one is titled Perpetual Change. Wow, this one is 8 minutes and 57 seconds. Wow, guys. Oh man, let's go. Okay.
I see the cold mist in the night and watch the hills roll out of sight. I watch in every single way, inside out, outside in, every day. The sun can warm the coldest dawn and move the movement on the lawn. I learn in every single day, inside out, outside in, everywhere. And one peculiar point I see as one of many ones of me, as truth is gathered, I rearrange inside out.
Okay.
Outside in, inside out, outside in, perpetual change. Saying we have the moon, so now the star. You see, is near disaster, gazing down on you and me. There you're standing, saying we have the whole world in our hands. You see, deep inside the world's controlling you and me. Who'll see perpetual change? You'll see perpetual change.
Yo. See perpetual change. Okay. Middle section. Okay, so this is like the second part of the song. Yeah. Whoa. The third part. Yeah.
As mist and sun are both the same.
All right, guys. So that was the the said song, "Perpetual Change." I have to say that we are ending with another big one, and honestly, I think that's exactly right. I mean, the opening immediately felt expansive. There is a sense that we are headed somewhere. The bass is moving underneath everything. The guitars creates this huge atmosphere, and John's new vocals to me sit right on top of it. Feels like the culmination of everything we've heard. The complexity, the melodies, the harmonies, the musicianship. It's all coming together. And once again, I am fascinated by Chris Squire's bass playing. I've actually heard great bass players before, but this is different. He is not simply keeping the song grounded. He's actually helping create the identity of the song. The bass almost becomes another melodic voice. That's something I feel like I'm going to have to pay much closer attention to on future yes albums. The middle section of the song, I mean, when we got there, I was like, okay, here we go again. The song started changing shape. The tempo shifted, the instrumentation opened up, and the band started moving between different ideas. But here's the thing. By this point, in the album, I was no longer surprised. I was actually expecting it. That's when I know the album has successfully pulled me into its world. At the beginning, I was thinking, why are all these songs so long? At the point I even got tired. Now I'm actually thinking, I wonder where they are going next. That's a completely different mindset, and that's probably the biggest compliment I can give this record. It it actually taught me how to listen to it. Yeah. And when we got to the final stretch, the final build, I was like, wow, I mean, this is powerful. I mean, the guitar, the bass, the drums, the vocals, everything felt like it's moving forward together. I mean, there was this sense of momentum that kept growing, and when the different parts all came together, it felt huge. Not because it is loud, but because it felt complete. Yeah, I love the fact that the album just started with me trying to figure out what Yes were about. Now I'm sitting here thinking, okay, maybe I get it. Yeah. So wow. We are done listening to this album, and guys, wow, I'm tired. I'm really, really tired. You guys already noticed I have finally reached the end of the Yes album. And honestly, like I said, a few seconds ago, I came into this, as a first-time listener with very little knowledge, of the band's music. I knew the name, I knew the reputation, I knew progressive rock, was supposed to be complicated, but I didn't expect to enjoy the journey this much, because that is what this album, felt like, a journey. It's not, simply 6 songs, placed, next to one another. The album moves between moods, between textures, between intimate moments, and enormous musical passages, and somehow it never feels disconnected. Definitely have to talk about the musicianship, guys, because this is probably the biggest takeaway for me. These musicians are ridiculous, and I mean that in the best possible way. But what's even more impressive, is how well they communicate with one another. Chris Squire's bass playing is absolutely phenomenal. Steve Howie's guitar work is incredibly versatile. Bill Bruford's drumming to me consistently adds movement. Then we have the keyboard player. I believe his name is Tony K. Hopefully I'm getting that pronunciation right. I mean, his keyboards provide so much harmonic color, and John Addison's voice definitely gives the whole thing an identity. Take any of one of those elements away, and I don't think this album would sound the same. That is what a great band is. I loved it. We also have to talk about John Addison's vocals. I wasn't expecting John's voice to stand out this much. It's so distinctive. There's almost an ethereal quality to it, in my opinion. I love the fact that he doesn't sound like he's trying to be the loudest person in the room. His voice floats above the music, and because the instrumentation is dense, I mean that contrast works beautifully. You have this incredibly intricate musical foundation, and then John's voice comes in, gives it a sense of lightness. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, to me, that's a brilliant combination. Yeah. The guitar work, Steve Howe. I mean, Steve Howe might be my biggest, surprise. I expected, good guitar playing. I didn't expect this much variety. I mean, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, delicate passages, aggressive passages, short melodic phrases, longer instrumental sections. I mean, he seems equally comfortable being subtle and completely taking over a section. And the clap, and the clap was the perfect reminder that he's not dependent on the full band to to sound impressive. Give him a guitar and he will definitely create an entire musical world. Move on to, we also have to talk about Chris Squire's bass. I have to mention this again because wow, Chris Squire's bass playing definitely changed the way I listen to the album. Normally I think about bass as something that supports the drums and gives the song in its foundation. Here, the bass is actually part of the melody. I mean, I love the way it constantly keeps moving. I love the way it constantly keeps interacting, and somehow it never gets in the way. It's one of the most interesting bass performances I've ever heard on a rock album. After listening to this album, the biggest surprise, I mean, what really surprised me, was how emotional this album, can be. I actually expected in technical musicianship. I expected, long, songs. I actually expected complicated arrangements. What I didn't expect, was beauty. I've seen all good people, genuinely moved me. The clap actually made me stop and appreciate the guitar. Starship Trooper, completely, pulled me into its atmosphere, and Perpetual Change felt like the perfect ending. That's more than technical ability. That's musicianship, being used to actually create emotion. Guys, after one complete listen, these are the songs that stood out to me most. Obviously, yours is no disgrace. Guys, what an opening statement. I loved it. I mean, it's big, it's ambitious, it's definitely energetic. This immediately told me, yes, we're operating differently. Yeah, I also loved Starship Trooper. I mean, after listening to it, I have to say, this might be one of my favorite overall experience. The different sections, the atmosphere, the ending, it's an absolute journey. I also have to put, I've seen all good people in there. I love this one too. I love this song because of the beautiful harmonies, the great melody, and then that uplifting feeling, made it incredibly memorable. I loved it. That's all I'm trying to say. I also love the clap. Yeah, the clap. That song, such a pleasant surprise. Really, really surprised me. I wasn't expecting, an acoustic instrumental to stand out this much. Steve Howe absolutely killed it on this one. And then finally, I'll throw in a Perpetual Change. The perfect closer. Definitely brings together so much of what makes this album special. Yeah. So for my final rating, and after experiencing the Yes album from beginning to end for the first time, I'm giving it a hard 9.5 out of 10. And honestly, I can already tell this is one of those albums where the rating would change after several more listens, because there's so much going on. I have to say, I know I missed a lot of things. There are instrumental details I didn't catch. I mean, there are lyrics I'll probably understand differently after hearing them again, and that's exciting because it means this album has somewhere else to take me the next time. Yeah, that is all I have to say about this album, but I really, really, really want to hear what you guys also have to say about this one. I mean, if this is your first Yes album, what song actually made you realize, okay, I actually need to hear more from this band? And if you've been listening to Yes for decades, where does this album, the Yes album, rank amongst your favorite Yes records? Is this the one that started it all for you? And which album should I listen to next? Because after this, guys, I am definitely curious about what happens when Yes takes this sound even further. Guys, if you enjoyed coming along for this in the first listen, hit that like button, because like always, it really, really helps the channel. And if you're new on here, make sure to subscribe, because we are going to keep exploring legendary albums together. I came into this album expecting complicated music. I left with something much more valuable, and a new appreciation for what a great band can accomplish when every musician actually listens to everyone else. That is what I'm taking away from this album, the Yes album. On to the next reaction. Keep exploring, keep listening to full albums, and don't be afraid of music that challenges you. Sometimes the albums that make you work a little harder are the ones that give you the most in return. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.